Okay, so now we're going to divide decimals using a number line just as a visual model to help us to figure out how many of this number are found in this number. So that's what I want you to think about. How many groups of 2/10 are in the 1 and 6/10 altogether? So the reason we use a number line is because it's easy to really quickly see how many jumps we need to do. That's what we were talking about in class today. So I'm going to make this 0 and 2 because my numbers here are between 0 and 2. My greatest number is between that. And right down the middle here, I'm going to make my 1 spot. So now just looking at this, I'm looking at that both numbers have a number that goes out to the tenths. And since they're not something easy like 0 and 5, I'm going to break this down into tenths. I'm going to section each whole unit into tenths. So I'm going to start out with my 0.5 here and make that my half. And I'll make this 1 1/2. That's what will be here. Okay, so that's the first way I'm going to start. And then I'm going to draw lines to represent each tenth. So that's 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10. I already drew the 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10. Here's my 10/10, 11/10, 12/10, 13/10, 14/10. Here's my 15/10 because that's really what this means. 16/10, 17/10, 18/10, 19/10, and there's my 20/10 right there. Okay, so each of these little sections in here, even though they're not perfectly even because of the way I'm drawing them right now, they each represent a tenth. Okay, so I'm thinking my divisor here, and that's what this is. If I wrote it like a fraction, this is what my decimal problem, my division problem would look like. Or I could make it look like this. So either way, the 2/10 equals the divisor. And that's the number that means how many sets of that divisor are in these in 1.6. So remember, when we were looking in class today, we started at 0 and we made a mark on our number line at the place where we have to end. So we're going to have to end at 1.6, which is right here. So I'm just going to make a little dot here. You can make a star like we did today. That's where I know I have to end with making my groups. So I'm going to take my groups of 2/10, and each time I make, here's a group of 2/10, here's another group of 2/10, here's another group of 2/10, here's another group of 2/10, and another group. Well, I'm already at 1. I'm going to keep going, and one more, and I landed exactly on 1 6/10. That's the number I was trying to get to. So now all I need to do is count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I made 8 jumps, so my answer to this problem is 8. There are 8 groups, each containing 2/10 in each group to solve this problem. And if you think about what the problem looked like, it almost looked like 16 divided by 2, didn't it? So when I read this number, I can also read it as 16/10 because that's where the 6 ends. So it's kind of like saying 16/10 divided by 2/10, and it equals the whole number of 8. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, we'll talk in class tomorrow and go over it. Have a good night.